Strata has them, they're away, and Yates missed the start by a length and a half. Kerry O'Reilly began pretty well. Delta Blues was away well, so was Mandela.
In 2006, Katsumi Yoshida launched a two-pronged assault on the Melbourne Cup. Delta Blues and Pop Rock entered the race after impressive trials in the Caulfield Cup, and while both Japanese visitors were treated with respect, no one expected they would be in another class entirely to the world's best stayers.
Delta Blues in front again from Mandela. 300 left to go. Maybe better coming on. Zipping, battling strongly. Pop Rock joining in. Delta Blues in front of the 200. Pop Rocky's danger on the outside. Delta Blues by a length. Pop Rock coming at him. Japan 1-2. Oliver Wills a whip. Pop Rock trying to get to Delta Blues. Delta Blues and Pop Rock. They come to the line. Oh, very close. Delta Blues maybe a nose for Pop Rock. Very little between them. 4 lengths to maybe better. Delta Blues has won the Melbourne Cup. Japan 1-2.
We took Delta Blues and the Pop Rock to the Melbourne Cup and ran fast and second. We took the horses there hoping to win, but to be honest, when we got there, we didn't think we actually would. After winning the race with all the wonderful shared celebrations and many interviews with media, we experienced a racing atmosphere that doesn't exist in Japan. I still remember it all very vividly today.
Before Delta Blues, Melbourne Cup is great race existing in kind of another universe. But after Delta Blues, the Melbourne Cup became one realistic goal for Japanese owners and trainers.
For Japanese racing, the quinella of the Melbourne Cup put it on the radar of every Australian. I had been competing against them in Hong Kong for years, and I know when the Japanese travel, they're hard to beat. So it was no surprise to me to see those two horses right out the finish in the Melbourne Cup. They were dominant. Look, there are a lot of people who underestimate the Japanese horses. The odds will tell you that. But I certainly didn't, because I'd been working overseas in that region for a long time, and I know how good they are.
Delta Blues and the 2006 Melbourne Cup now reside at Northern Horse Park, part of Katsumi Yoshida's enormous breeding operation, Northern Farm. Here, Japan's passionate racing fans come to pay tribute to their favourite track stars.
Delta Blues is now enjoying a pension life at the Northern Horse Park, which means, he's sometime, join equestrian event. But Northern Horse Park is a horse park open to the public, and racing fans come to Northern Horse Park to see and sometimes touch the Delta Blues. So now still everybody can remember him.
For all his success on the racetrack, Katsumi Yoshida is equally proud of his horse park and the pleasure it provides the racing public. Northern Farms paddocks are home to some of the finest broodmares in the world, with over 100 individual Group 1 winners in the broodmare band. Zenya Yoshida left his stallion operation to all three sons, assigning each their own breeding farm. Katsumi and his brothers now compete in the global broodmare market to acquire mares of the highest quality. Gentle Donna is one of the jewels in the crown at Northern Farm. A daughter of Deep Impact, she retired as the world's highest stakes earner. Her victories include the Japan Cup twice, Japan's Triple Crown for fillies, and, on the international stage, the Dubai Shima Classic.
2 furlong pole on the home stretch. Gentle Donna with Ryan Moore didn't have a room to go through. At the time, Gentle Donna was ridden by Ryan Moore, maybe the best jockey in the world. Ryan switched the way, then and won the Shima Classic.
Buena Vista is another outstanding race mare well known to Japanese and international race fans. Japan's champion 2-year-old filly, she would have won 2 Japan Cups but was famously denied her first on protest. Classic winners from all over the world have found a home in the Hokkaido snow. Australia's VRC Oaks winner Mosheen shares a paddock with Gentle Donna. AJC Derby winner Shamrocker is another to have made the journey north. Redute's choice mare King's Rose claimed New Zealand's 1,000 Guineas, and her first mating with Deep Impact has produced the classy colt Satono Arthur.
The first thing I look at is pedigree, and then the actual mare's results on the track. I believe it is very important for the farm to secure quality brood mares that have won at Group 1 level. There is such a strong presence of Sunday Silence blood in Japan now that without buying good quality brood mares from overseas, the options for covering can be limited. I intend to continue to source and purchase high quality brood mares from all over the world.
Northern Farms broodmare band exists beyond its own boundaries. A joint venture with Arrowfield Stud has produced stunning results in Australia.
We've produced a number of Group 1 winners, including Weekend Hustler and Sweet Idea, Hot Stetzel, Rianne, a bunch of Group 1 winners. I mean, top-class horses, seriously top-class horses. And it's been a wonderful partnership because we've been able to, each of us contribute our knowledge and the bloodstock we have. We've provided the stallion choices over here, and they provided the mares, and we always discuss things, and out of it we've had these sort of outstanding results.
Heavy investment in the world's best bloodlines is one obvious reason that Japanese horses have become so competitive, but there are many more factors behind their rapid rise. Coming up, the amazing infrastructure and groundbreaking technology being utilised to raise and develop Japanese thoroughbreds. Winters in Hokkaido are cold, bitterly cold. Foals arrive in the depths of these frozen months, a climate that provides an early challenge for Japanese breeders.
Because the weather is pretty tough for the mares, so we have to restrict the exercise and put them into the box, and they are falling in the box. But still they're coming out the same way. So for us, it's a challenge, but we are trying to make it more natural, both. So like we have to respect the mare fall bond and that type of things. So trying hard to make it natural in an unnatural situation.
Japanese foals quickly get used to human interaction as micromanagement processes are required from an early age.
Yeah, we have to always look carefully, so we have to put them into the box every day for even just 1 or 2 hours, and grooming and check the body weight, body height every week. And some horses cannot cope with that coldness, then we have to protect them from the cold stress.
As you know, the climate here in Hokkaido during winter can be very cold. But I don't feel that these cold temperatures and the snow have any negative effects on the horses. We have some horses that are out-wintered in the paddocks, and the temperatures at the track work when we are working the horses can be as low as -20. Despite these mild temperatures, we do not see any negative effect on the horses' condition. I believe that hot weather can actually be more stressful for them.
Growing up in snow-covered paddocks presents unique problems. Yearlings with so much youthful energy still have to be encouraged to stretch their legs.
Because of the snow, the amount of the exercise is much less if you leave it. When we measure with the GPS, they just walk around in 24 hours, just 7 kilo or 8 kilo, which is in the summertime they walk more than 20 kilo. We are doing the quite serious training still from the earring stage, so we'll start breaking in 16, 18 months old and 20 months old, so end of the year, and the earrings, they're already coming up the hill in the 17 per furlong or the type of hill gallop. And we'll never stop the training from earring to the end of racing. We don't turn out to the paddock.
The training facilities established at Northern Farm are state-of-the-art. There are 2 long uphill tracks of 1,000 metres and 800 metres, both completely roofed to offer protection from the harsh conditions.
That's a good point for us, having the roof in a hill gallop. The condition of the track is very steady, and we have the time tracking system on the hill. Individual riders have the GPS on the helmet, and the speed and the time is all recorded. And you can see those videos and the time anywhere in our iPhone for the managers.
There are also 3 circular tracks with different surfaces to provide perfect pre-training conditions for colts and fillies.
We have to adjust the intensity of the work, very precise. So the colts can do more than the fillies. The fillies are more sensitive or fragile mentally and physically. So that's one of the reasons we are using just a light poly track course for the fillies and sand or the wood chip course for the colts.
Northern Farm is also utilising groundbreaking science to ensure the horses are trained to perfection. Blood lactate, heart rate and oxygen capacity are all measured to assess new training methods.
So I learned a lot about the human side of the sports science. So when I get into this industry, what I think is we can do lots of things to change the training system in a human way, because horse training hasn't changed for 100 years, but the human training has improved in last 10 or 20 years, totally different.
Experts from around the world visit Northern Farm to lecture staff on the latest techniques. It is fundamental to the Japanese culture to push for innovation.
In Japan, it's getting very competitive, so we have to keep doing something new. That's what we believe. And lucky, working with Katsumi is interesting. He likes new things, and if we ask him to let us do new things, and he never say no, just try to do it. Individual persons, horsemanship is much less here. We don't have the horse culture here, but instead we are all, trying to do everything very precise, that type of thing. So it's working.
Coming up, how the richest prize money in world racing fuels Japan's international dominance.